Yo guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Fallout 4, ladies and gentlemen. It's been quite a while since I've made a video on Fallout 4, but we all know that's where my channel began, and it's a great game, I'm not gonna lie, but it does get old once you've played it for a while. But anyway, I'm here to help you get your settlement to 100% happiness while using the absolute bare minimum. Now, as you can already see off the bat in this settlement, I have things that I don't need, like, that exceed the bare minimum, but I'm going to go through with you what you will need in order to produce 100% happiness in all your settlers. Right now, I believe my happiness is at 97. Yeah, it is. Because I just calculated all of the things that I need. If you guys, just a quick shout out because I used his chart that he made. If you guys know of Oxhorn, he's a YouTuber. He does a lot of Fallout. If you love Fallout, you're really missing out if you're not subscribed to his channel. He does amazing content and he's always very factual. And he went through the code and did some studying on his own. And basically, he has on his channel a video with a link in the description that sends you to a chart where you can put in the numbers of what you've got to basically see what percentage of happiness you're going to get, what holds you back, and what not. I'm going to do my best to leave a link in the description for his channel so you can try and find that video, or maybe leave a link to the video, but I'm not going to leave a link to the chart. You'll have to check out his channel for that one. Anyway, if you don't want to look at the chart and you just want to know what you need, you come to the right place because I'm not going to go through the chart. I'm just going to show you exactly what you need. So, I'd recommend using a location sort of like Red Rocket. I wouldn't recommend Sanctuary because it's such a large settlement. It does say for the achievement that you're trying to get, you have to do it in a large settlement. But by large settlement, they mean a handful of people that is greater than 6. So, yeah, that's what a large settlement is. So, I used the Red Rocket, and as you can see, I have lots of mute fruit plants. I would recommend 100% using mute fruit. It's the one thing that produces 1 food instead of 0.5 food, and you can assign 2 people to a nice crop and get the equivalent amount of food to your people. When it comes to food and water and even defense, with food and water, you only need the exact amount of how many people you have. I've overseen that number by a certain amount, but the more the better. And when it comes to defense, I'd recommend at least doubling what your people is. So if you have 2 people, get 4 defense. If you have 40 people, which is impossible, get 80 defense. You don't need 141 defense like I have. I just started putting down turrets and I went mad, and figure why ever lose a battle, you know what I'm saying? But that's definitely overboard. You sure as hell don't need that much defense. When it comes to beds, there's a difference between beds indoor and beds outdoor. Now, I originally in Red Rocket had all my beds in here, but for some odd reason it wasn't counting as being indoor. My happiness was going down and I was getting irritated, and so I built this shack out here. The only reason I have this shack, once again, is because I have to put the beds indoor in order to get full efficiency out of them. You open this and it's just beds galore. Obviously I've got more beds than I have people, which is just for if somebody shows up by an accident, or I accidentally send them here or something. It's so that they don't throw off the happiness. A few more people could come and I'd be fine. I'd recommend the exact amount of people that you have for beds, and I'd recommend putting them inside of something. You could even make something even simpler than this. Just don't even need a door, just indoor with a roof on their heads, and they're happy. Now, the one thing, now that you've got like the base of everything, you've got food, you've got water, power, I'd recommend having just as many people as you have. I have a little bit more power. I just hide these little generators in my bushes because I didn't download the DLC in time to get the power stuff. You don't need lights and everything and everywhere. You just need a few power things, generators, to let them know that they have power at hand if they need to use it. You don't need workbenches or stations or anything like that. The absolute last thing you need, once you've got all the base things that you see there at the top of my screen, is things that produce happiness. Now if you look at Oxhorn's chart, he shows that the bar produces more happiness than anything else. And I can agree with that, because I had all kinds of different shops in the same positions that these bars are in, and I was at 98% happiness and I was losing happiness. And that's what caused me to go back to 97, but when I replaced all of my stores with bars, they were happy as hell. When it comes to the people for a large settlement, like I said before, 6 is large, because base game with no intelligence, I believe it is, the maximum for the settlements is 10. When you have your perks all the way up, it's 20. But base game, a large settlement would be 6 or more people. But in order to make them 100% happy and make sure you've got everything fulfilled, I'd recommend getting 9 to 11 people, maybe 12, just to have them doing things like operating a bar or operating a hair parlor, so that basically they're creating happiness. You don't need the hair parlor. I just had that as I was testing around. All you need is, I'd recommend if you have 10 people, to have 6 bars, have the rest of the 4 people on food, have water coming from these so that people don't have to work on them, have your defense nice and high, have your beds indoor, and you will be on your way to getting 100% happiness. Now, you might have all of this stuff that I mentioned, and you're running around the Commonwealth slaying Deathclaws, and you realize, what the hell? My thing started at 50, it's at like 68 now, it's like, you know, the next day it's at like 72. Unfortunately, it does not go up overnight. You have to spend some hours playing the game, not even at the settlement. Just go do a DLC, like, you know, build your settlement up nice and high and then go do a DLC or go beat the campaign or something and come back, and you should be at least in the high 90s. Getting that extra oomph is kind of just from putting all of these bars here to kind of push it just to 100. If you use exactly what I have right here, I mean, the defense doesn't have to be as high, but 11 people, 17 food, 30 water, power 20, defense maybe call it 25, beds 15 or 16, I mean, you will get the same results as long as you've got those bars. Some people say that you can basically walk away, go to Diamond City and sleep or sit down and wait for, like, you know, 24 hours at a time, 48 hours, 72 hours, whatever, and you can come back and the happiness will have gone up, but that's a myth. I can tell you that from testing it myself. I spent well over a week in Diamond City, came back, and it was exactly where it was when I left it. So, just letting you know, you have to just run around, do missions, take some time out of your day to play some Fallout. You're not just going to get it from making your settlement perfect. But once it is perfect, and once you have some patience, I can guarantee you, if you did everything I said, you will land yourself at 100% happiness. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you watching. Welcome back to my channel if you're old, and if you're new, subscribe to the channel for more daily content on Fallout and other games. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and for all of you who've been here for a while, I'm letting you know I'll be doing a lot more Fallout mods and videos in general. I know it's what you guys want, and I've been pretty boring for a while, but thanks for sticking in there. Anyway, see you later. Peace out.